Another cold, rainy day here near Austin, Texas. I'm getting ready to head out to Lake Havasu, Arizona to catch up with Jana. But before I do, I want to just share one of the rides that I had in Mexico. I just returned from Mexico, and so I'll be uploading a lot of the stuff that happened in Mexico with cenotes, pyramids, beaches, drives through the mountains, including one from Chiapas. But the ride that I'm having on this video is from the city of Oaxaca to Acapulco, specifically the mountain ranges. And it was pretty cool. It was just absolute beautiful rides. If you're wondering what it's like to drive through the mountains of Mexico, this is a good example of that. Please, like, subscribe, leave some comments, share it with your friends and all that. We are shadow banned because of some of the content that we put out when this channel first started. So yeah, please share it around and help us build the audience. Had to get a shot of this. I've been following behind these motorcycles here for a long way. And I just decided I'm going to do a little video. I have no idea. I think it's some sort of a religious festival. Another one of these pilgrims. But several miles back, there were groups of bicyclists that I was behind following them as well. And then last night, I passed a bunch of different groups of people that were walking behind these trucks with effigies and all that. But so anyway, I'm on this mountain road heading back towards the coast from Oaxaca, and it looks like I've got 4 more hours to go until I even get near the coastline. So yeah, this is what I'm dealing with the whole way. So 4 hours is probably going to be 6. And I have a 12-hour drive if I'm counting from Oaxaca to Acapulco, where I'm heading. So I don't know what all this is about. No, another group. Notice they all have shirts and jackets and stuff that have the Guadalupe on it. So, and each time the group is following a mobile altar. Like some of them were pretty elaborate. Like the ones behind that the bicycles were following were literal little temples in the back of a truck. Like this one. Okay, here's a great example. I don't know how many of these I've passed today. And it's got the music. One of them I passed by, the music was just blaring so loud. Wow. Man. The things you see in Mexico. Now it's time to head back down the mountain. Jeez, look at all that. It's this beautiful valley down below, and I can see that it goes way back over there, and I think it follows along that side of that mountain. I really can't tell at this point, but this is a long ride, and it's nothing but twisties. What more can I ask? Good example of what happens on these mountain roads. I've got so much footage over the last couple of days of just driving around twisty roads. I really haven't been running my camera, and there's been some fairly interesting stuff kind of roll by me. A couple of biker gangs, 2 or 3 of them were ADV guys, loaded down like me. Well, one thing for sure, if you're going to come to Mexico and ride, there is no shortage of twisty roads. Yesterday, I guess I had like 8 hours of driving, and probably 98% of it was just twisty all the way. It was a great ride.
Today's been no different. It's just like, if you're not on a toll road or in a main city street, it's a good chance it's going to be twisty and windy. In the U.S., I've never been on the tail of the dragon, but I see a lot of different motorcycle groups and stuff posting about it. I can't imagine that it is anywhere near what I've seen in the last 2 days, just driving around these mountain routes of Mexico. I'm sure it's paved better, but Jesus, I don't think I've seen, you get on these routes and there's not even 100 feet of straight road in hours and hours of driving. Alright, starting to see some banana trees. I think last I checked it was like 200 kilometers or something like that to the coast, or the first kind of turn that I come to at the coast. I'm probably 150 now, 150 kilometers. Oh, there we go. Puerto Escondido, 115. So wow, even better. I'm only about 100 and something. I think the town I'm targeted at is Rio Grande something. I forget the last two. Four names, but Rio Grande, and then it puts me onto the 200 that'll take me up the coastline, up the Pacific coast to Acapulco. Such beautiful surroundings. The roads, wow, potholes. It's like a training course of missing potholes or something. They're everywhere. Like right now it's pretty good, but some of the parts I wasn't filming, it was just zigzag, an obstacle course of potholes. Yeah, I think it's about 60, around 60 degrees right now. So we're fairly high up. I like being behind this guy here. He drives like a motherfucker. When he goes around corners, it looks like he's gonna flip. Look at him. He doesn't mess around. You don't have to wait on this guy. He's not in your way. Some of the areas, I was following this guy and there was like loose gravel on the road, and I just couldn't even keep up with him because I was afraid I'd slide and wipe out. Look at there. See, that's what it's like. Just for long stretches too, you'll just be zigzagging through that. Santa Clarita Huaquil. I think I have to turn up here. I have to pull my map out. My little phone holder is getting a little sketch, and I don't want to wear out the screws. I got to pull it off and tighten it up. So before I get to this turn, I literally have to pull my phone out and look at it. Actually, no, I don't. Maybe I should actually. I've gone over the main mountain. You can see the clouds are up there. I was just up in that. Although, it wasn't like over the road or anything, but that's where I was. I believe I'm heading downward towards the ocean now. or the Pacific side anyway. You imagine just driving this for hours and hours on end. Well, it looks like there are more mountains to come, but I mean, if it's anything like San Jose del Pacifico, it seemed like there was two main mountain ranges that I crossed over. Oh, good. Coming down. It was getting cold up there. I was about to stop and put my jacket on. Looks like I'm coming into a pretty populated area. I believe this is Huquila I'm coming up on. Wow. Ooh, gosh, don't want to run off there. Really, anywhere around here. There are no guardrails. Where it seems like where they do put guardrails, you just don't need them. It's almost like they're being ironic. Like putting the speed bumps, entering into and sometimes exiting an intersection where there's a light. So they'll put a big tope right in front of a green light. So, you know, you're trying to catch the green light, but oh, you got to slow down just before you go through. It's just insanity. And I ran into another one today where the tope was right on the other side of the light. So you're trying to accelerate to get through the intersection, and there's a tope. I'm sure that causes plenty of rear-end collisions because the second person in the intersection doesn't realize there's a tope, and the first person has to slow down after accelerating, and boom. Yeah, I'm convinced a lot of the things that governments do, not just here but everywhere, has something to do with nepotism. Like my sister's son or whatever, my nephew has a company that makes orange flags. I think we need an orange flag right here. That kind of nonsense. Yeah, they need to automate all government and make it run by a computer or a DAO or something. Look at the clouds just draping over the mountaintops there. This may take a long time, but it sure is a magical drive. Oh yeah, this truck in front of me, if you're not familiar with Mexico, is basically a taxi cab. People sit in the back and they get their luggage sits up there in that front little area by the kind of a window over the cab, and there's benches on each side, so probably I guess fit 4 to 6 people. Yeah. But those are rural taxi cabs, or they're colectivos as they call them. Oh boy, pothole landmines. Wow, look at that, just amazing. I think you'd go broke here in Mexico if you were trying to sell dog leashes. Yeah, you never see dogs on a leash. I don't know. I think there's more leashes on goats than there are on dogs. Back in the clouds. Although I'm going down, I guess these are clouds from the coast. Don't know. Definitely driving in a cloud. God, I hope it doesn't start raining on me again. I was surprised my trip to in Mexico City area, whatever, to the volcano from Oaxaca, I did not get rained on. I suspected I would, because it seems like every time I've taken a long ride here in Mexico, I've got, at least this time around, since I've been on the bike, I've been rained on. So, looks like maybe I'm breaking the trend. It's a great place to take a piss, I guess. People don't have any qualms about taking a leak just anywhere. You can be driving down the highway and people will just pull over and take a leak, and they don't go nowhere. They just step out beside the car and hang 10 or whatever. Like in the U.S., people go behind a bush or something, but no, not here. Men, women, whatever, they just let her rip right out. No shame at all. There's nothing wrong with that. It's probably actually better just to get the job done rather than worry about who's watching you. What a road. Yeah, tell me about the tail of the dragon now. Of course, I haven't seen it, so. Yeah, you want killer curves, come to Mexico. I guess they're killer in more ways than one. If you run into someone. Oh boy. I don't know what this is. Okay, not too bad. Yeah, you see those shrines everywhere, so that's usually where someone died. So I guess they are killer curves. I think one of the most beautiful rides I was on in the U.S. as far as curves and mountains was coming down from Mount Rainier. Yeah, Mount Rainier Park. There's just this really beautiful windy road. But that one's over really quickly. This is hours and hours. Oh man.